And just across that sea, freedom's waiting.
Far across the sea, there lies a special land.
I know what's waiting across the sea now. It's our enemies.
A land called Vinland.
Pretty recently, I actually saw both Attack on Titan and Vinland Saga. And you know what? They're both fire! Peak! Amazing! We gonna clip that out.
That was unnecessary, I'm sorry. Y'all not gonna see that, we're gonna cut it out.
If you haven't watched them fully, you really should. Go on, go watch, I'll be here waiting. Okay, the reason why I bring up these shows together is due to how comparable their main characters are. It's almost insane how similar they are. Like this was done on purpose for TikTok edits.
Did this man just create perfection? They're alive.
Eren Yeager and Thorfinn. Both are characters who chase after freedom in two completely different ways. To me, both characters are almost two different sides of the same coin. This coin of freedom. Well, what is freedom? Easy, it's yes! It's the power to, or, act to speak or think as one wants without hindrance or resistance. Okay, it's pretty much being able to do what you want, no strings, chains, or anything attached. It's something both these characters yearn for, but for two completely different reasons. Eren Yeager always wanted freedom, ever since he was a kid. Ever since Armin shared his idea of the outside world to him, Eren has strived to be free. But Eren always changed his goalpost. At first, he simply wanted to kill all the Titans and get away from the walls. Then he asked Mikasa for 5 bands.
Mikasa, this fit cost me $5,000. Be a real one and throw some bands my way.
And then he killed 80% of the population because he got families owned by Mikasa.
Well, you're my family.
Jokes aside, Eren is a slave to freedom. He says so himself.
You were right. I'm not free, Armin. I'm a slave to freedom. All of us had to spend our lives drunk on something, else we'd have no cause to keep pushing on. Everyone was a slave to something. Even him.
He wants his people to be free, especially wanted to be free himself, so he kept fighting. But no matter what he did, he never felt free. He was disappointed when he found out there are still people beyond the walls, especially that these people have demonized those on the island of Parody. Eren felt most free during the events of the Rumbling, when he, kills most people outside the walls. Because now, who do Eldians have to fear? No one, because they're the only ones left. They are free. Did Eren do the right thing to achieve this freedom? It's really debatable for a lot of people.
I actually think
killing people is making the world a better place. But
I'm glad that we have this out in the open. Secrets hurt after all, right?
I think he wants to kill us.
Oh, no, God, no, not you per se, but just people in general.
yeah, no, I want to kill them. All of them. Most of them.
Whatever. Look.
But someone who would most likely disagree with Eren's actions has to be Thorfinn. Now, Thorfinn is a really interesting character, unlike others in these, action shonen type of animes. When he was a kid, he was a pretty normal one. Wanting to go on adventures, always smiley, happy. He was a silly little guy. Until the incident.
How dare you! How dare you take a warrior like my father!
Thorfinn changed after this event. He started moving like prime King Von, really throughout the whole first season. Thorfinn was a beast. It was kind of scary how good at fighting he was. Like, bro, not even Askeladd was doing all this, and he was the trained fighter here.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Thorfinn in Season 1 didn't have too many goals aside from killing Askeladd for killing his father. So after Askeladd was killed, what was he to do? Season 2 picks up sometime later in which we meet an older Thorfinn, who's a slave. He's very depressed as well, almost going through the motions of life. That is until the season develops and Thorfinn gets closer to this guy named Einar. Through this connection, Thorfinn's able to grow and change, realizing a lot about himself and the sins he has to carry in his life. Vinland, the land full of fruit trees and grassy meadows. Thorfinn made it his mission, his goal to achieve freedom by making a place like Vinland a reality. A place free of war and slavery from anything bad. Where Eren went from almost the hero of the story to, debatably the villain I think he is, Thorfinn started with a heart full of hatred to one that learned no one in this world truly has enemies, that every life is worth living. Beautiful storytelling on both ends. But why? Why are both characters achieving freedoms in these different ways? Why is one path ugly and vile and horrible, and the other one peaceful? In Eren's case, it's kind of like Mikasa said. Maybe some part of Eren always wanted this. Always wanted violence and war. This is the same kid who slimed out these grown men and closed the door looking like this. Granted, it was to save Mikasa, but still terrifying. Eren grew up with this idea that the outside world was gone. That if he was able to go outside these walls, he'd be free out there. But of course, that wasn't the case. All these crazy reveals throughout the show, we learned that the outside world has always existed, that people in civilization was still living outside of parity, and that the world was advancing without them. Eren is just a product of his circumstances. He truly believed his island of people were the only ones left, and he made that a reality. He wanted to make his freedom a reality by any means necessary. All this other stuff kind of, affecting Eren, but, we're focusing more on Eren himself than all these other events, you know what I mean. Thorfinn changed and developed because he grew during his time on Kettle's farm. Realizing what he did when he was a child was wrong, that killing people is wrong, that stabbing people hurts.
That hurts! My God, is that what I've been doing to people? I belong here.
Meeting Einar gave him the perspective of someone who was affected by people like past Thorfinn, which ultimately clicked to Thorfinn that he needed to change his ways. Vinland was this distant land he'd always heard of as a child, from his father, from Leif. He took their words and made the path to freedom. He promised to make Vinland a reality. Does he? I don't know, I actually haven't read the manga. No spoilers, guys. I'm waiting for season 3, yes, I'm a show watcher. Watching these shows almost back to back was interesting. I watched Vinland first, then almost right after Attack on Titan. So it was kinda easy putting together almost how similar the show's themes are when it comes to freedom. Yet how different these two characters achieved the freedom they wanted so badly. Both characters show how extreme things can go when you take this idea of freedom and run with it. Both characters wanted freedom, but ran down two completely different paths to achieve it. And look where it got them. Was one character right in how they achieved freedom? Yeah, Thorfinn. If you say Eren, you might need to see a therapist. Anyways, before I end this video off, I have an announcement! A sponsorship! Me! Guys, I'm sponsoring myself. Please go subscribe to my gaming channel. I'm going to be playing games over there with my girlfriend. We're going to have a fun time over there. We're going to be silly. Come on, guys. Just go over there, subscribe. And also subscribe here. You get more cool videos like this where we'll discuss a lot of nerdy things, especially Sonic. So yeah, like, subscribe, and see you next video, guys.